what can I say? Sometimes less is more. Lighthouse by Iamthemorning. So Iamthemorning is a Russian band comprised of only two people. The lead singer of Marana Simkina and the pianist/keyboardist of Gleb Kiadin. This self-proclaimed neoclassical vocal indie band is a really strapped down outfit with many songs only being played on a grand piano with accompanying vocals. It provides much more of an intimate sound with a procession of music. They really made a name for themselves back with their debut album in 2012 and their sophomore album back in 2014, which was definitely a valiant effort with much more of a collaboration at work within their music. Even though Iamthemorning is only a two-act band, they definitely have an orchestration of music going on. This is really felt throughout the album. Even though we have Gleb on the piano providing the grounding and the root of the song, with Marjana being the vocals providing us as the guide throughout the song, we do visit a lot of different musical landscapes and musical sounds. The overall effect is very welcoming and very heartwarming. Throughout the whole thing, there is this idea of like this haunting going on. That's like the overall theme, and the overarching structure is just this hauntedness. But what caught my attention for this band is more of the collaborations and some of the guests' appearances on this album. Leading the band with the drums, we have Gavin Harris, and Colin Edwin is filling up for the bass. And for many of you, these two names might ring a bell. These are the two individuals that were playing in Porcupine Tree for the longest time. So this is actually the gateway into the band. I heard that these two musicians were playing on this album, so I actually look forward to it to see what they could bring to the album. And their presence is really felt on this album. Gavin's signature drumming in that potent jazzy feel is felt within Too Many Years, the second track on this album, as well as the third last song of Chalk and Coal. These songs definitely have that signature that Gavin brings to all of his playing. Colin's bass line is also felt throughout this album, particularly on the third song of Clear, Clearer. It almost sounds like a bass line lifted right off of Marillion's song from Interior Lulu, and I really like that undertow that it has with it that really pushes you into that song. But really, the shining star on this album is definitely the vocals of Marjana. Her vocals are so crystal clear and heavenly, it's hard to even describe at times. But back to Clear, Clearer, it almost feels like a Kate Bush song at times. In fact, this track would fit nicely on most any Kate Bush albums. But Marjana is putting much more of a clear and polished sound to it all. I gotta talk about my favorite track on this album, of Sleeping Pills. This song is quite possibly one of the most haunting songs I've ever heard. That overlaying of vocals, creating that really crisp and clear harmonizations with one another, just accompanied with that bass line and the piano strung out throughout it, it matches perfectly that overall tone that the album cover has. It feels as if I'm in this haunted underwater landscape where everything is very alive and vibrant and fresh. But there's also this deadened feeling towards it all, like there's this absence of life at times, and that combined effort really creates a very haunted sound. So the first part of the album is definitely more haunted and much more atmospheric, whereas the second one is a little bit more upbeat. We've got a little bit more going on, and especially right at that halfway mark. And to really paint this, we do need to look at the last song of the first side and the first song of the second side. The last song on the first side actually has a duet going on with Morissou Duda from Riverside and Lunatic Soul. I really like Dudad's presence on this song. It really creates this haunting song again, and it transforms it into a duet with the dual vocals going on. Oddly enough, the introduction of a second vocal creates more of an isolated feel, and it creates this lonely atmosphere. So that's a really interesting dynamic that they were able to create. So if that was the last song on the first side, I really want to talk about that first song on the second side of harmony. Even though I've said that the star performer is definitely the vocals, Gleb's piano work is just outstanding, and especially on harmony. It's definitely that pick-me-up that we needed after those haunting songs on the first side, and it's much more energetic and it provides a lot more energy to string you through. And this energy is carried within the next couple of songs that we have, and I really like how playful these songs are, especially with matches when the vocals come back in. As I've already said, where this band really shines is that creation of harmonization through atmosphere, with the overlaying of vocals accompanied with all the instruments going on. Everything is really centered around creating that atmosphere, and there's almost this aversion of synthetic sound going on because of this. And that piece might be why this is so haunting. It's almost like this memories of a past. So overall, I was very astounded and blown away by what the band could do using so little. I really have to say, you gotta download this album and have it ready for a rainy day. The atmosphere alone creates such a great environment that you want to have it at your disposal at any time. So that's about it. What did you guys think of Iamthemorning's third effort of Lighthouse? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Whatever you thought, let me know by commenting below. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. You guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.